Imagine there is a compass box. Within the compass box there are many classes like this: I stream, O stream, F stream, IF stream. Okay, there are many classes. All these classes are being placed in a compass box, and this compass box is called, in C++ terminology, it is called namespace. And the name of the compass box or the name of the namespace is std. std. So if I want to use cout object to print something on the screen, I need this class, OStream class. Where is OStream class? OStream class is present in the namespace std. Correct? So if I want to use cout object, I have to first use this package or namespace called std. Okay, that's what I am going to do now. So I am going back to my program, and let me include the namespace std. So I am using a keyword here, using. Using is a keyword, it's a reserved word. Okay, so I am using the keyword using followed by namespace. Namespace is nothing but package. Okay, using is a keyword, namespace is a keyword. Okay, which namespace I need to use here? std, and I put a semicolon here. Okay, now this line is very important because I am using two objects here in my program, cin and cout. Cin is used for reading, cout is used for printing, and those two objects belongs to the class iStream and OStream respectively. And these two classes, iStream and OStream classes, are present in the package or namespace std. So I have to bring this namespace here so that my program can use the object cin and cout. Okay, simple? Fine. Now let us go to the next step. The next step is to define my main function. So how do I define my main function? Just say void main, right? Void main. Can I write int main here? Yes, I can write int main. But if I mention the return type for a function, I have to make sure that this function returns a value. If suppose I say, instead of void main, if I say int main, is it right? Yes, it is right. Perhaps I make sure that I write a return statement. So the next line is to open the scope of this function with the help of a opening flower bracket, and close this function using closing flower bracket. So opening flower bracket will open the scope of the function, and closing flower bracket will close the scope of the function. So within the function I am going to write my implementation code. Okay. Now what did I say? The main function has a return type int. So this function has to have a return statement. So let me write the return statement here, return 0. 0 means success, any number other than 0 is failure. So always I return 0. Okay. If suppose instead of int main, if I had written here void main, should I mention the return statement? No. I need not mention the return statement if the main function or any function is not returning anything. Okay, the return type is void. So I am going to delete this return statement. Okay. Now my next step is to print hello world on the screen. Okay. To print hello world or to print anything on the screen, I need to use a object. Which is that object? Should I use scene object or should I use cout object? I need to use cout object, right? I already mentioned to you this, that cout is an object of OStream class, and I am going to use this cout object to print something on the screen. So let me quickly use this object cout, okay, followed by a operator. Which operator is that? I am going to use the insertion operator, which is nothing but two less than symbol. Okay, so I am going to use insertion operator, followed by this is the string or an integer or a variable whose value has to be printed on the screen. So what I want to be printed on the screen? I want hello world to be printed on the screen. Hello world is a string. So string constants are placed in double quotes. So I mention double quote here and also mention the string, that is hello world. I close this with a double quote, and every line in C++ has to be terminated with semicolon. Okay. One good thing that you can see here is I am not using any type specifier. So I am neither using %d, %f, %s, right, which is very mandatory in a C programming language. Suppose I want to print a number. How will I print it? I will simply say cout 5. That's it. Okay. I use the object cout followed by the insertion operator followed by the integer constant. Okay. Suppose I want to print a character. What will I do? I will say cout followed by insertion operator followed by the character. Character is always given in single quotes, right? So I write this character A in single quote. Okay. So you see that I never use any type specifier to print something on the screen. So also if I want to print a value of a variable, for example, let me take an integer variable a whose value is 5. Okay, I have declared a variable a whose value is 5. Every line in C++ is terminated with the semicolon. Okay, now I want to print the value of this variable a. How will I print it? I will simply write here cout. I will use the object cout followed by insertion operator followed by the variable a. That's it. Terminate every line with the semicolon. So you see that I have never used any type specifier here. I have directly printed the variable which I wanted to be printed on the screen. Okay. Now I want to compile my program. My program is ready now to execute. I want to compile my program. How will I compile it? just go to debug option. You can directly run that program by saying start debugging or start without debugging, or else if you want to compile your program, you can go to the option build and say build solution. Okay, it is saying the build is successful. Okay, now I can run my program by just selecting this start debug option that you find over here, or you can go to the menu debug and say start without debugging. Now once you run this program, you see that the output window just appears, flashes for a second and then goes off. Okay, it executes the program and then the window closes. So if you want the window to stay for some time so that you can monitor your output, then what you can do is you can put a wait function there, or you can put a function which will wait for the user to enter some character so that you can observe your output screen. So I am putting a get ch function. This get ch function waits for the user to read one character. Okay, and this get ch function is defined in which header file? It is defined in conio.h header file. Now since Conio is a C header file, I have used the extension .h. Okay, whereas IOStream is a C++ header file, so I have not used the extension .h. Okay, so I am using getch function so that my screen waits for me until and unless I enter a character. So now I am going to run my program by directly clicking on this option start debugging. So I click this option. It is asking me, would you like to build it? Yes. So it compiles my program and now it executes my program. Now if you see this output, it is printing hello world followed by the number 5, followed by the character A, followed by the value of this variable A, and A value is 5. So I can see this output on the screen. Now until and unless I press a character, this screen remains as it is. Once I press a character, this window closes, the program execution stops. Okay, that's because I have put a getch function here. Is it okay? So this is how you can write a simple C++ program to print hello world. Okay, so what I want you to do is you can try out the small programs at home. You can try this in either Visual Studio 2010 or Dev C++ or Turbo. Okay, try this out. If you have any doubts regarding this, please feel free to call me or message me so that your doubts are cleared. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. In the next lecture, we'll study more on C++ syntax.